Franchesca, I'm in your house.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. Well,
Oh,
hugs.
yes.
Hi, Fran.
Yes. Hi, I'm Franchesca Ramsey, and this is Flex. I'm a TV writer, actress, and producer, and I know Kelly from TikTok, where all good friendships begin.
So excited to be here.
Thank you.
Been following online forever.
I know, it's so weird that this is our official first time meeting, but we've like talked and shared DMs and shady little jokes.
Yes.
It's been great.
It's been fabulous. And it's so funny because I know you from your long, illustrious writing, funny woman, smart woman, all the things.
Yeah.
But I was so excited to see when you shared yourself painting because, you know, you don't do like decor content per se, but it was just like you just saying like, oh, by the way, I'm also really, you know, artistic and cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, she didn't.
Yeah.
A home decor girly?
Yeah, so I actually started as a graphic designer.
There it is.
Yeah, and I worked mostly in fashion and beauty. And so while I don't have like a home decor background, like I've always loved color, I've always loved patterns and textures and homemade stuff. So yeah.
I can see the graphic designer in the space. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where you know people from what they share, and then you see a glimpse of something, you know, another thing that you have in common. I got so excited.
Well, I started following you first, I think, because I was in love with all of your home content on TikTok, and I was like very inspired by your style and like how you change everything up all the time. So I was really flattered when you were like, I love your home. I was like, oh, I did it.
No, I truly did. I love your use of color. We have to start with something that just happened, which is stuck in my head.
Yes.
I'm singing,
get my deposit back, and I'm totally okay with that.
Okay, so not only do you do content where you're like pop culture commentary, political commentary, etc., just kind of reviewing the world through your lens, you also can sing, and you're like low-key producing hits from... We'll see where the magic happens.
It happens. I've recorded songs all over the place. My mom was actually here visiting me for Christmas, so I recorded that in my bedroom with the door closed.
Okay.
Because she was like, I want to watch. And I was like, I don't want you watching me recording. But yeah, I just started making these little songs, not knowing that
That's
they
not
would
the first one.
off. No, I've made a number of them. I made, instead of an empty apology, write a check.
Yes. I love that one.
I also wrote The Leopards Ate My Face.
Yes,
song.
I remember.
So yeah, it was really a culmination of, and I'm sure you kind of do this with TikTok too, where like one thing really worked, another thing really worked, so I put them together.
100%.
I had all these home videos that had done well and these songs, so I was like, what if I just wrote a song about painting my apartment? Little did I know it would go super viral and
so
people would use
catchy.
the song, which is like really cool.
But before the song became the desire to live in your space fully. So we're in the living room. If you want to just kind of tell me a little bit about, you moved in, I'm sure it was a white box.
Yes,
right?
it was.
And so what were you thinking when you were designing the space? And then when did you commit to, I'm doing what I want in here?
Yeah, so I moved in 2020, like middle of the pandemic, and I was working on a TV show, and this was like height of the pandemic, no vaccine. I was locked down.
Yeah.
So I was spending all my time at home. So
alone.
Being able to paint my space was like a way to pass the time and also stay safe. And so I had these 3 pieces already. They're from Etsy. And so I used these as like my building blocks for the colors. So there's this really fun site called Coolers, and you can use a little eyedropper and then like pick whatever color you're using from a piece of art or a photo, and then it will pull up different color palettes.
Okay.
And you just like push the space bar and it will just cycle through.
That's amazing.
And you can just say like, oh, I really like this color and this color, so you can kind of like lock them and then cycle through the remaining colors.
Okay.
And it's a really easy way to build out your space. So I used that navy blue as my anchor for this part of my home, and then I just kind of was like, okay, these are the colors that match. So when I'm shopping, I'm like, what's in the purple? What's in the blue? What's in the magenta?
Simplifying.
Yeah.
No, that's so cool. And then of course, like this gallery is just pulling all of those colors in, and it's really fun. So a lot of people are like, gallery, no gallery. I'm a gallery girl.
I'm a gallery girl.
Especially when you understand, what I love is like people forget you can mix objects in.
Yeah.
Objects, I think, make such a strong gallery. So like, what are some of these things
Oh,
here?
thank you for saying that.
No, it's so good.
No,
I
thank
really
you
like
for saying
it.
that. I had that similar feeling where I was like looking at a lot of galleries for inspiration, and then I saw other people having random knickknacks, so I did the same thing. These I actually made myself. They're just little canvases from Michael's. This is a photo of my friends and I on a stoop in Harlem. These are from a place called Studio Roof.
I'm obsessed with those.
They're so cool.
Yes.
They make all sorts of things. I've got some paper flowers from them. They have different like animal masks, and they sell it to you like flat, and then you just kind of assemble them.
Okay,
so
so kind of like an origami vibe.
yeah, it's really, really cool. And then this was actually a garland on my Christmas tree. And I just really, I loved the moon so much, and I was like, I don't want to have the Christmas tree up year round, so I just took it apart. This is from the Rose Bowl Flea Market. It's the second Sunday of every month. Highly recommend.
One of my faves. We should go together. Do we need a flea market date?
I would love a flea market date. You can't get through the whole thing in one day, but you will always find something.
Yes.
This is from West Elm. This is actually a photo of my mom as a kid, and I just love this photo so much. And it was one of those things where like the colors are perfect. It's the light blue. She's in front of my grandfather's Cadillac. This is from Etsy. This is from a plant shop.
Yeah, that's amazing.
When I saw this, and I think if they were having like a Labor Day sale where everything was 20% off, and I bought it right off of the wall.
Of course you did. The thing is, people don't understand how cool textiles are.
Yes.
To hang as art.
Yeah.
Like, I love a beautiful textile, whether it's framed, if you just want to pin it with a
Yeah.
nail, you can do whatever you want.
If you have a piece of clothing that you never wear anymore, or a scarf that you're
Yep.
like, I don't know what to do with this.
Frame it.
Throw it in a frame. It looks so cool. These are just prints that I found online. This is actually made to hang on a doorknob. And I just put this little, I don't know, I guess it's like a little anchor.
Yeah.
I just added on it.
It's really cool.
I just thought it was so cool. And then this is another piece of a fabric piece from Etsy. I love texture so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for noticing like the different textural elements.
That's what makes a gallery strong, in my opinion, is personal elements. It's not all just, things that, Etsy is great. And especially there's so many talented artists.
Yeah.
But it's not just a print. There's paintings, there's objects, there's metal and material, there's fabrics, this is, it looks like a poured situation.
It's like epoxy.
Like, yeah, like an epoxy vibe. And then, of course, just like tying it all back with your grounding colors, like I love.
Yeah, and I actually saw a TikTok that helped me do this where I traced all of my items on like brown paper bags and then I put them all together to kind of figure out. And another thing to keep in mind with gallery walls is this doesn't happen overnight. Like I was looking for these pieces for months
100%.
and they were sitting in my office in a corner and I kept being like, I need something big that's gonna go here.
Yep.
And then I spent months looking for it.
I'm currently in a gallery debacle. For my bathroom, above my tub, there's this like wall that's like a little too large for one thing, unless it was huge, but not massive like this for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And so at first, I'm guilty of kind of rushing to finish, especially to present content or present a project. And I was like, you actually just have to take your time, because I tried with a bunch of art that I had and none of it was kind of hitting. And so then I was like, you know what? One thing that I had, I really liked, and then I found another smaller thing. So now it's just like two pieces waiting on the wall for the rest of its frames.
And I think that's totally okay.
Yeah.
I think that people have to give themselves permission to know that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
And that you're going to always kind of keep your eye open when people go, to a thrift store or they go to a flea market. You don't go knowing I'm going to find this thing, but you're like, I really need something for my gallery wall. I want these colors. And then you're kind of just looking with that in mind.
Keeping your eye out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the aesthetics, definitely, especially in terms of the color choice. Shout out to my cracking knee. We love joint issues. But it's also very cozy in here. Anybody that has like perfect plants lined up right at the window. The plants are happy and fed. We got a cozy looking sofa.
Yeah.
There's a lot of warmth. And so talk a little bit about like how you want to feel in your space.
Yeah.
And how you want people to feel in your space.
Yeah, no, cozy is a perfect description. I work from home a lot as a writer and as a content creator. And so I wanted my space to be like a beautiful backdrop for if I needed to shoot content or if I'm doing a Zoom. You know, I love a pretty Zoom background.
Absolutely.
But I also wanted a place that I feel comfortable hanging out because I'm a little bit of a homebody. And again, because I moved here during the pandemic, I knew I wanted a space that I felt comfortable being in 24 hours a day.
I know. Because there was no end in sight.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a little bleak.
Yeah, and I really was committed to like staying safe. And then as for like the plants, I'm genuinely not a big plant person, but I knew that greenery would like help make the space feel cozier and feel a little alive and brighter. I don't have a ton of light in here, so I did the pothos plants for that reason, and that's why they're in the window. This is a fake plant.
Oh, wait, this is a really good looking fake. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's a fake.
Okay.
These are normally really difficult to keep alive.
The birds of paradise.
Yeah, they're not an easy plant to keep alive.
They need a lot of sun.
Yeah, I got this from Home Goods. They actually have a lot of really good fake plants.
Yeah.
And then this was like an investment piece
It's beautiful.
for me. I'll get you the name of the designer. She's a Black designer.
Okay.
And one of those things where like it was out of my budget, so I waited and I used my credit card points. And if she sells on Etsy, and Etsy was having like a little discount thing, so I always encourage people, you can wait on things. Like 100%. You don't have to blow your load at one time. It's hard to find stuff that's affordable and in your budget.
And I'm a big proponent of that, like waiting for the right thing instead of rushing with things that don't mean anything to you.
Or trying to find the knockoff. A lot of times people are like, well, I'll just go on, Shein. It's like, okay, you're going to get Shein quality, right? And for me, especially independent artists and especially Black artists, I'm like, I'm happy to spend the money on this. And I think it makes a big difference.
Wait, there's a lizard on the table.
There is a lizard. So there's gold animals everywhere. And
I love him.
I just think it's like quirky and weird.
Where's that from?
This is from a shop in Brooklyn that I don't think exists anymore.
It's so cute. Can I pick it up?
Yeah, sure.
Wow, I was expecting it to be heavy. No, this is amazing.
Yeah, he's cool, right?
This might be my favorite thing here.
I think he's like a Komodo dragon or something.
It is.
I don't know. He's really cool.
Fabulous.
I think it's just the type of thing where I love a theme. I love a theme party. I loved theme outfits. I love costumes. And so for me, it was an easy thing of like, oh, there are little gold animals everywhere you go. So when I'm in a store, I'm always checking the little knickknack section.
Absolutely.
And because I love them so much, my friends all know, so it's like an easy gift. So some of them are presents from people.
Yeah.
Because they know that that's a thing that I like.
I like that you're living with them. They're not all tucked in one small place. They're just wherever you feel like it.
Yeah.
That's the best because you get to actually enjoy the thing you're collecting.
Yeah, I'm definitely a maximalist and I love knickknacks. And I feel like, especially for decorative purposes, it's just really easy to say like, I like this shape, I like this color, I like this thing. Stick it on a table.
What's your favorite color? This is something I feel like I should know about you now.
So I mean, does gold count since it's a metallic? Yeah, I would say gold because it matches everything, and I love that you can kind of take something that's more toned down and glam it up a little bit. Like I think of my style as very like budget bougie, like accessible and affordable, but like a little elevated.
Yeah, absolutely. Heart of the home, am I right?
Listen, I gotta be honest, I don't love having an open kitchen.
Yes.
I wish that I had an enclosed one, but in Los Angeles in these new builds, it's mostly open kitchens.
Yeah.
So I've made it work. One thing that I do love though is that this color, I love this color, and there was another version in this building that was like a dark wood.
Yeah.
And I was like, I do not want the dark wood. I absolutely want the light one. I just feel like it looks a little bit more elevated.
It looks really good. Do you cook?
I do. Not a ton, but I slowly have gotten to a place where I cook more.
Okay.
I'm really trying to limit how often I eat out just for like money purposes and just, as I've gotten older, the stomach has gotten
So
to a place where
sensitive.
certain foods will take me out, and you don't know what's in things
Girl,
anymore.
Same. Do you like to entertain here? You were mentioning before, like, kind of wishing at a dining
Yeah, I
table.
wish I had more space. I mean, I live alone. I do have friends over occasionally, but like I've had parties here and it felt really, really cramped. I think one time there were 15 people here and I was like, oh my God, it's so much. So usually, like, if it's my mom is in town or a friend is here, like we're sitting here at the island, I don't have space to like have a full table, which is my dream when I have a home to like be able to
Yes.
entertain a lot more.
I might have a solution. This moves because I leaned on it and almost fell
You could definitely
over.
turn it. You could definitely turn it.
So what you could do is lean this, because it looks like it would fit on this wall.
yeah.
Lean this, push this against the wall, and you can just
Put in a little table.
just drape it for, make this your bar or whatever,
yeah,
or you're
yeah.
serving whatever.
Yeah.
And then you get one of those folding tables, or the collapsible kind.
And put it, and I could do that.
And then
That's
put
really
it in,
smart.
and then it's something that can just tuck into your
Yeah.
office or something.
Yeah.
When you're
I
not
would
using
stick them
it.
on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really cute.
I feel like you could get a table for at least 6
Yeah.
once you, put in a little
Yeah, no,
tent.
that's really smart. I love that idea. I didn't grow up in a home where I had friends over, and so I always have wanted to have a space where I could be
nice.
like, just come to my house,
Yeah.
after the movie
It's
or after
cozy
the whatever.
here.
Yeah.
It's cozy here. Also, we need to revisit the sofa, because I sat down and I was like, I love a comfy
Yes, thank
but
you.
also firm sofa.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
that is
heavy
gonna.
and I don't like to just
I
sit
don't.
right in.
I don't have plans for children in the future, but I will say that couch is going to be in my family for the rest of my life.
Yes, it's
because
so
it
good.
is the most expensive piece of furniture I've ever purchased.
Where'd you find it?
It's from West Elm. The thing I love most about it is there is a full-size bed inside of it, but
Oh, okay.
also this opens,
Whoa.
and this is where I keep like extra bedding and like blankets and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was really important to me. And then I actually did go to West Elm and sit on a number of different couches. I was really worried about buying a couch online and then getting something that I didn't know if it, felt comfortable.
Yeah.
You can also pick what side the lounge is on.
Oh, nice.
So, sometimes people are like, the lounge is out
Yeah,
and kind of
articulated left or right. Yeah.
Right. So I picked this side specifically, and then they have all these different fabrics. So I picked gray largely because I just wanted something that was neutral, and I had this in my apartment in New York, and my apartment was a different color scheme. So I'm like, this is a color that I know I can pop with other colors, and then I can, play around with it. When I get into my dream home, I would love a bright colored couch.
Yes.
Like a statement couch.
For the fun of it, absolutely.
Yeah, but
But
now,
this can still go in the guest room, the media room,
exactly,
your office.
exactly.
So perfect.
Right, that's my dream.
Wait, I have to ask, did you grow up in New York?
No, I'm originally from South Florida, but I lived in New York for 11 years.
Okay, amazing.
I moved here from New York in 2020.
Yes, I moved here in 2019. Because
Okay.
I remember us being in New York at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
When I first discovered you online. We have to talk about this gorgeous mural.
Mm.
Because I feel like this goes back to the,
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't sing.
Oh
so-
no,
but
you're on key.
a little low hum.
You're doing better than some of the girls that have record deals. Yeah, so I love shapes. When I was in school for graphic design, circles were in all of my work. I just really, really like them. Something about them is calming to me. Then I did this light sculpture thing because I don't have a ton of light in my apartment, and I don't always want the overhead lights on, especially if I'm like watching a movie or something. So I can adjust the brightness on this little thing.
I will say, to me, and I've seen a lot of like little LED installations, this one is so elevated and like very chic. It's very
thanks.
grown up.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the art behind it. I think
Thank you.
when they're just on a solid wall and you're making it be the thing.
Yeah.
Versus this just feels like a really cool accent to the art that you made.
Yeah, thank you. I just liked that it has movement. I like that it's bright. I have a little remote control, so I can actually like change the brightness on it.
Does it change color?
This one doesn't change color, but the one in my bedroom does.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I really, really love it. And then these are pieces. This is a a map of the financial district. It was like a present from a friend, and I just didn't want to hang it. And I saw someone else lean a piece of art against the wall, and I was like,
lean.
Okay. It also, candidly, was because I didn't love this shape, and I was like, cool, I'll just cover part of it up.
Yes.
So this is the entryway to my front door. I've got a little mini gallery wall here, and then like the piece de resistance is this brushstroke wall.
Yes.
I was inspired by wallpaper, and this took me about 3 hours, which was not as bad as you would anticipate.
So fast, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really not bad. And again, I just love texture so much, and so I loved the idea of making this its own statement. And then kind of having it balance with, again, the blue. It's the same blue. And there's like this fun sliding door to my office. So I also painted that blue.
Honestly, this point of view I'm obsessed with because, I mean, one, your outfit, right? Like, you know,
the brand is strong.
The brand is strong.
If I'm going to wear something, I'm going to match my apartment.
Yes. But it looks so good. It looks so cool with just like this heavy, and like, I mean, it's also, when I think about fashion, like print mixing, it's always good to mix like a big spaced out print with something like a ditzy print, something that's like close together and smaller. So it just nailed it. 10 out of 10.
Thank you so much. And then my orange door, I went back and forth with what color, and I used that Cooler site again. And the orange really spoke to me. This is my guest bathroom. And this design is based on a wallpaper by Kelly Wersler that was way out of my budget.
How long did it take you to paint this?
This took me 3 days. First day was just doing the pink, and then 2 days to do the design, and everything is done by hand. I didn't have a template or anything. I just had a piece of wallpaper that I found on Pinterest that I liked, and just kind of like used it as my inspiration.
Where the magic happens, as they say.
Not much magic happening in here these days.
I know the vibe, girl. I know the vibe. But listen, this is cozy.
Thank you. So I did the same thing color-wise. I used this artwork to pull that orange color. And if you go to Home Depot, they will actually use your artwork and color match a custom color for you.
Yes, we love custom color.
I color matched that orange, and then I used it for the arch over my bed.
So did you do for the arch, did you do the pencil trick?
I did. Yeah, I did the pencil trick. You just put a nail in the wall and used the string, and then I just used a level to make sure that I got the sides correct, and just tried to, eyeball it to make it in the middle of this wall or this section.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you say you're not a plant girl.
I'm not.
But another thriving. There's not even a brown little tip. There's nothing on this beautiful plant. I see some plants. I see a lot of fun objects too, again, on the walls.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about your bedroom?
Ooh, that's really hard. I really love all of the artwork. I've got this little bug over my door. That's from Etsy. It's this guy who makes all these different masks, and it feels like found objects. Something about it is so cool to me. I also just really love all the texture in here. So there's a lot of like natural elements, like the baskets and my overhead light and the pillows. Also, I love my dresser. This is also from West Elm. It's one of those, expensive things that I will keep forever. And I use, again, that as like an anchor point where there's a lot of like natural colors and textures in here.
And then, are you like a lay in bed, watch TV person, or on the sofa? Like, do you spend a lot of time in here, or is this just for rest and restoration?
Yeah, so there's no TV in here, but sometimes I will work in here from bed or just doing a lot of reading. I hang out in here for sure, but I would say most of my time is spent in my living room. I also have a bathroom in here, so like I get ready in here, like I do my makeup in here. I've got like my closet space in here, and I've got this like full length mirror, so I often take like selfies here, like outfit photos or whatever. So I do hang out in here, but I would say like when I'm working, I mostly work in the living room or my office.
Yeah. I love it. This was fun.
Oh, this was incredible. I'm so glad that we got to finally hang out in person.
Hang out. I got to see your space.
Yeah.
I learned about 2 new apps at least.
Yes.
She's an educator.
Oh my
okay?
God, thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much for letting us invade your space. It's beautiful. Make sure that you follow Franchesca online everywhere. It'll be linked in the description box. We'll also share, you know, the artist that she mentioned because we know you're gonna ask. Yeah. And feel free to use that sound.
I'm not getting my deposit back, and I'm totally okay with that.
Thanks for watching. Love you, mean it.
Bye.